Ben, we exit the Women's FA Cup, but what a performance to be proud of. What was your thoughts on all of that out there this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm really proud of them. I said to them after the game, obviously last season was brilliant, but this is probably one of my proudest moments for being in charge here. I thought the first 20 minutes of the game, I thought we contained them really, really well. We were organised, compact, disciplined, and I think it often led to them forcing the ball. And then, yeah, the first goal came from a transitional moment where we've tried to overload the left side, and our fullbacks jumped, and naturally when you do that, we've got a 2v1 in our favour, but also if you don't make use of that 2v1 and there's a turnover, obviously you leave their right winger a little bit open, and that's what happened. There was a turnover when we tried to overload it, and then they played forward and then transitioned very well to then go 1-0 up. And then I think it's a little bit of a reoccurring thing. We are a young side, a little bit inexperienced, but probably often when we've gone a goal down, we've struggled a little bit, and we have a tendency to maybe concede the next goal as well. And that happened again. And then the third goal was an own goal. Little bit unfortunate, I guess you could say, and then the fourth goal, to be fair, was a really good strike on the edge of the box, but at the same time we didn't get out quick enough to prevent the shot happening. But all in all, to come away in the second half with a 0-0 against the side in the league above, I think is a positive. And
that was kindly led into my next question. I mean, the second half performance to sort of they didn't really create too much either in the second half, so to hold them back to literally probably next to nothing must be a very good positive. So what other positives can you sort of find from there this afternoon?
Yeah, well, exactly what you said. The second half, we went in and spoke a few things at half time. I firstly said how impressed and how good I was, proud I was of the first 20-25 minutes. And I said I needed that really in the second half, and we went over some details. Why our distances between the back line were too big. We weren't quick enough or getting bodies enough around on first balls, second balls, and so we just touched up a fine few details, but we kept how we were in the first 20 minutes of the first half across the whole half of the second half. And we frustrated them. I think in the second half they didn't, as you said, they didn't create much. I don't really remember Fleur having to make a save in the second half. Granted, she made a couple of good saves in the first half, but we also had a chance in the first 5 minutes which we should have put away. And I said in the dugout that when you're coming into ties like this and you're the underdogs, if you have a chance in the early stages of the game, a clear-cut chance, it needs to go in really, because it changes the momentum of the game. It kind of puts them back a little bit, and also puts us forward in the sense that, goal lead against the side in the tier above, we can do this. But yeah, we didn't have that, and then yeah.
And just on today's game, obviously it's a special occasion, actually playing here for the first time since February 2023. So obviously take that into consideration. Taking into consideration you kept Sutton to pretty much next to nothing other than the 10-minute spell they had. How proud are you of every single person that's involved with the team today?
Yeah, I said it to you previously. This is probably, if not the most proudest I've been of this side. We're a very depleted squad at the moment. We're starting to welcome people back, but since the start of pre-season, we've had consistently 6 or 7 people out, and then not only that, with us being a bit of a young, inexperienced side, it's been tough, but the performances have been good. We just haven't been putting performances to results, and mistakes at one end and not being clinical enough at the other end. And you saw little glimpses of that probably today in that 10-15 minute spell of a couple of mistakes, and then in the first 5 minute spell where we had the clear-cut chance. I think game by game, with players being welcomed back as well, we're getting there, but they're a great group to work with, and we specifically obviously trained on this week around this game, and knowing that we're not going to get a lot of the ball and knowing that they'd have most of it, we obviously set up around our out of possession stuff, and it's not normally how we do things. We were a little bit more direct, a little bit more transitional, and sat off them a little bit more. It's not normally how we are, but after only a week, I thought they executed it very, very well for large parts of the game.
And just looking forward, obviously you mentioned game by game. Obviously, I think to the schedule now, we haven't got a game next week, so the next game happens in 2 weeks' time. So what sort of things will you be looking for in between? But also, it gives you now a chance to get a couple of the other players back that you've been missing.
It does. I think we need it. I think we need a little bit of a break for the reason you said, is to welcome a couple more players back, because there are a group of 3 or 4 who are probably around a couple of weeks away. So the break is welcomed. But yeah, it's been a tough start to the season, but I'm not worried. I think from the league games that we've had, Shrewsbury, we could have quite easily come away with 3 points. League Town last week, I think we should have come away with 3 points. If not certainly points in both of them. So we just need to put performances into results, and I think that will come. Like I said, they're a young side, so they're learning week by week.